Let's look at a guide to
The
the.
current postseason format served as a way to improve on the shortcomings of those before it. In actuality, it just led to copium from the fans who said X team should have made it in because Y team fell on the dance floor.
That first week of discourse, like the first week of people talking about the playoff and like the teams that got in, like SMU, Indiana, that was the absolute worst thing ever. Like the most annoying thing maybe
Let's look
of
at
this year.
year's iteration.
Game over.
As someone who was born in the state of Indiana, I was skeptical on how they would fare in the postseason.
I mean, the first quarter there was like it was going well. Like they weren't doing terrible.
Like schedule, weren't battle tested, and had a head
That pick right there, that sealed it though. If they had scored a touchdown here, I think we see a game. This interception, maybe not a game, but like they keep it a little bit closer. Notre Dame kind of bleeds them late.
They had a charm.
But 1st and 10, ball at the the 17-yard line. I forgot who we had open. There was someone open, like short. I think the tight end was open short, and
all of that skepticism would be
once he broke this,
Notre Dame just ran all over the
ball
team.
game.
This is why records don't mean a damn thing. The strength of schedule is so disproportionate. And
all right, whoever made this video, I already don't like it. Like I already don't like it. He's like everyone thinks that Alabama was kept out because they weren't talking about strength of schedule. Strength of schedule is the only reason Alabama, Ole Miss, South Carolina were even in the conversation. It's the losses they had. Like Bama had the losses to Oklahoma, to Vanderbilt. Who else did I lose to? To Tennessee. So it's like you lost it on the field. It's not like yes, your highs were high, but your lows were very low, and it kept you out the playoffs.
And it showed.
But I've already talked about that before.
You'll score some garbage time points to give the illusion that the game was closer than it actually was. Back to being irrelevant.
Game over.
The Pony Express has officially.
Now, SMU actually, I think if they don't throw these 2 pick sixes like back to back, basically, they're winning the game. Maybe not winning the game, but they're keeping it like it's a game going into the 4th quarter.
Here is simply the case of the lights being brighter than expected.
But yeah, Kevin Jennings. Kevin Jennings makes stuff happen, but a lot of young quarterbacks, even when they make stuff happen, they give stuff away.
Kevin Jennings must have done some
like that throw right there
Christmas
was
shopping with all the gifts he was handing the Nittany
inexcusable.
Lions. The defense would continue to torment you throughout the entire game. This putrid performance just adds fuel to Alabama fans saying,
like if they score right there,
it should have been them in the play.
Even if they convert this right here, it's actually I think it's a ball game.
Instead of you guys.
Wait, when was this video published? 11 hours ago. All right. So it's funny how bro's talking about Bama when Bama lost to Michigan. Like, it's actually hilarious.
We don't lose to Vanderbilt and Oklahoma next time.
Oh, never mind. Okay, wait. Okay. Never mind. I take back what I said. He's not terrible.
Game over.
We have finally discovered that the magical horseshoe shoved up Clemson's ass lost its magic.
Hey, I was talking earlier to my brother. Cade Klubnik low-key had the best performance, I'd say, of all the quarterbacks in the college CFP. Like, I think maybe Will Howard's game against Oregon was a little bit better, but I thought Cade Klubnik like showed me the best in terms of like, yo, we got to make something happen, and he made something happen. But
Miami, they started off the game strong.
I'm not his biggest fan. Like, I didn't think he's that great of a quarterback, but he showed me something in this game.
Is there something I'm missing? Don't you do this at the end of games when a win is all but assured? What the fuck? Texas certainly was like, nah, screw that, not in our house, and decided it was time to wake up in the 2nd quarter. From then on, it was uneventful. Clemson was just dominated up front, allowing Texas to rush for 292
Blue
yards.
Definitely got some speed to him.
Dabo is finally going to use the transfer portal.
Boom.
So
good hit.
Take this as an epic.
Love that.
Dabo's
Love that. We're basically showing 2 high, dropping down to one robber.
Finally going to.
It looked like they're in some type of bracket, not bracket necessarily, but they're in some type of coverage where under routes, we're just letting them go to the robber.
Use the transfer portal. So
great play, great defense.
This as a net positive.
Game over.
Yeah.
At least the fan.
Now, I thought Tennessee was super overrated the entire year. Like I thought Bama getting credit for like, oh, Tennessee's a good loss. I was like, I don't know if Tennessee's that good of a loss. Like, yeah, they've only lost 2 games, but they didn't really impress me at all this year.
Someone
And even beating Bama, not super impressive this year.
should have mentioned to the Vols that if they lost,
Nah, bro, that's facts, Colin. Texas got a super deep running back room, but yeah, no, Tennessee, this game plan, their players, I was like, yo, ain't no way.
season would be over.
But they got exposed like I
got
thought they would.
ass blasted. It didn't help that Dylan
And I
Sampson
don't think-
got injured early, but
Don't think Nico is there yet as a quarterback. Like, he's not a difference maker. He's not like take him over the top, win a game.
quite frankly, it wouldn't have changed the complexion of this game. Watching this team play is about as fun as slamming your hand in a car door.
Yeah, they got the
passing
brakes
offense,
beat off of them.
Flaccid. The defense has the vision of Stevie Wonder. Good analogy, since the Ohio State receivers
Yeah, you
were
would've
just
made
allowed
up.
to do whatever they wanted out there. Lane
You would've made-
Kiffin, where you at?
You would have made up and then leave your corners on the island.
Just ask Florida State
Oof,
fans. They would
gonna be a long day.
understand.
Game over.
Oh, looky here, we got Penn State beating up on another horse team. As much as I wanted to see Boise State pull off the upset, the reality is that their chances of losing were about
Yo, Drew Allard throws like 3 passes a game where it's like, yo, holy shit, this is like one of the he might be the best quarterback in the country. And then the entire rest of the game, it's like, never mind.
as likely as a Christian
Never
should be
mind.
married by the age of 25. The Penn State defense kept Genty Ball in check and watched as Boise State self-emulated and trying to find a more unfamiliar solution to their offensive woes.
Yeah, I think the only real way for a group of 5 to win is if they have a quarterback that's like truly a dynamic difference maker. Like, quarterback got to be like a first round type of talent, or not even a first round type of talent, but like just a high level talent. Like, I don't know Madsen. I don't think he was the guy to really be able to get them over the edge, because at the end of the day, Penn State, they're gonna have the advantage in the trenches. So your running back being your best player is gonna be easier to shut him down. So that's when you need a quarterback that can make some magic happen. And yeah, he wasn't the guy for that.
People are gonna say that Boise State
Oh no, I think with the receiving, like Alar and the receivers, it's like kind of 50-50. It's like Alar is not great enough to elevate receivers, but the receivers aren't great enough to elevate him either. So it's kind of like a just cycle of damn, we're both kind of mid.
was overrated and didn't belong because fans haven't been saying the same thing to literally every other team that lost before them. But this team is one to remember. Keep your heads up. Y'all did a great job this year.
Game over.
My God, what
That was a huge play. And I remember I think he was the one that came back from targeting from the week before.
the hell was this
Yeah,
game?
huge
This
play.
looked like something.
And bro, I remember someone
My God.
on Twitter was like, yo, Ewers, like, he actually folded here. He should have just thrown the ball to the tight end because he was wide open. I'm like, we need to like make a test for people to be able to talk about
What
sports,
the hell
because
was
it was like one of the dumbest things I ever saw. He was like,
game?
look, Helm, he's breaking free. Like, everyone left him. I'm like, yo, it ain't no way you just said the dumbest thing I've ever read. And there was a lot of dumb stuff I've read in my life.
This looked like something straight out of Saturday Night Live. What looked to be an easy victory for Texas turned into a game which took about 50 years off the fan
I
base.
looked at this, but great play.
Life. At
Ooh.
least we finally got to see a competitive game in these playoffs. Only took 6 games, but better late than never. Why not up the ante on things by missing a go-ahead field goal? Rest
Push it
assured
right.
this won't happen again.
Then we
They
get
don't look
downfield.
concerned. They're probably talking about what they'll
Dog, some of the memes I saw from this is actually hilarious.
order at Texas Roadhouse after the game is over. You've toyed with Arizona State enough, just put the game away.
Does he have it?
He does not. Boink. Off the post.
Denies him.
Of course,
At that point in time, I was like, all right, Arizona State for sure
gotta
winning.
miss it again. You bums deserve to lose after that fourth quarter meltdown.
Actually, I take it back what I said about Klubnik. I think Levitt had the best performance. Levitt had the best performance of the CFP.
Arizona State would march and score a touchdown to kick things off in overtime, and with Texas in rough field position, this game looked to be over. But I forgot to mention that Arizona State wanted to give the game away as well, because
So I know everyone was like, yo, why did Texas not go to Arch? I think the reason is, bro, Ewers pre-snap does a great job of getting Texas in the right look. So right here, sees the blitz, checks into something.
why the hell would you call a
Essentially, gets it all blocked up, has a ton of time. Now on the back end,
What's on a-
we're expecting shorter routes.
4th and 13?
And we just get hit with a little double
What
move.
in the
I've said it
world
before.
are you
Golden,
doing?
elite
You
receiver.
had the opportunity.
Like, he's gonna be a dog in the
Your
NFL.
ineptitude got the best of you. A scatterboo masterclass and memorable
And I
season
remember they ran this play like 3 or 4 times
have
already.
been lost in the shadows.
DB just gonna sit on it. I will say though, it's a good thing Texas won this game. Because if Arizona State was playing Ohio State, oh, that would have got ugly. That would have got real nasty.
Why can't we have nice things?
Game over.
Who's ready for my famous charred duck?
Like, you know, to check the mascot first before bringing food to a tailgate.
Oregon,
It's,
we need to talk. You might be most.
This was like
known
one of the
for
most
having about 50 different
inexplicable
jerseys each season,
starts
but
to a
you know
game
what
I've
else
seen.
You're known for not showing up when the season is on the
I'm
line.
like, dog, it's
The
Oregon,
defense
Ohio
could've stopped
State
this Ohio
rematch,
State receiving
CFP
corps, but
quarterfinals.
nah, we're just chill guys. A 34-0
And it was
start
straight
for the
belt to
Buckeyes
ass.
means the Ducks can kiss their championship ambitions goodbye. Gabriel got sacked 8 times and the team had negative 23 rushing yards as a unit. You sitting on the couch had more rushing yards than these wankers. As a unit, you
Dog, this is what I mean when I say offensive players are the most unserious ever when it comes to
sitting
hurdling.
on the couch had more
Like there was
rushing
nothing that
yards than
said, yeah, let me hurdle him. Like DB is standing straight up in the air.
these wankers.
He just jumps up. Like they be so unserious.
That's all that needs to be said. Ohio State moves on and looks to be the team to beat from here on out. Do y'all still want Ryan Day fired? Just asking for a friend.
Game over.
I'm sure this was the outcome.
I know they had a backup quarterback. I think Georgia is losing this game even with Carson Beck. I saw someone, because Carson Beck, he just went to Miami. Someone was like, oh, this is the price for an elite quarterback. I'm like, whoa. Carson Beck and elite do not belong in the same sentence ever. Like Carson Beck was not an elite quarterback. He was like, at first, he was like kind of the high floor quarterback, and then he had a bunch of turnovers. So it's like, he's not even that no more. But yeah, no, I think Georgia with Gunnar Stockton, with Carson Beck would have been the same result.
That most people were hoping.
Because really, the big thing is their receiving core, not it at all.
For this game for the Bulldogs was just a complete team implosion. The Russian attack was non-existent. The defense was piss poor. The receivers couldn't catch.
Yeah, I
for
mean, that was a
shit,
big
and
turnover
the
right
lack
there.
of discipline was evident. You can tell yourself that Carson Beck would have changed the complexion of this game, even though it's been scientifically proven that dating a Cavender twin lowers your overall by 20 points. Get real for a second.
I mean, I get what he's going for with some of these like zingy, zany quips, but yeah, nah, they're not really landing.
Literally had to just
Not landing in that much,
mistakes and
gang.
They were set. Riley Leonard didn't even need to throw more than 100 yards. That's how bad things got. Funny how all 4 teams that got the bye lost in their first match of these playoffs. Could this be the beginning of the end for Georgia? Probably not, but who knows? On a more serious note, my condolences go out to Kirby Smart for losing his father and also those that lost their lives on Bourbon Street.
Game over.
Reason Drew Alar. I think you can say Reason Reason was quarterback. Now that's facts. Georgia, every game they lost, like the Ole Miss game and the Baylor game, like Beck was not good at all.
I'm just glad this ended up being a compelling game. The first half, shit, it's about as compelling as watching Jack Doherty videos while tanning upside down. What the second half? Oh,
Hey, because Penn State was up 10-0 in this game, I don't think there's anything less intimidating than a Penn State 10-0 lead. Like Penn State up 10-0 is like, all right, like we're probably gonna win this game.
boy, that was fucking incredible. It's just unfortunate that both quarterbacks didn't exactly put on a show. They were atrocious, don't get it twisted. As the
This
game
was like
progressed,
this was the battle of mid.
as you slowly find out that the loser of this game will just be the team whose quarterback makes that one costly mistake.
Now I will say Penn State's run game was probably the best thing in this.
The game is tied at 17, and Riley Leonard decided to take his mom's pregame text too hard as he gives the ball back to Penn
I was watching this, I'm
State.
like, bro, what
You
the hell?
can't outderp Drew Aller, who decided to yeet the ball into triple coverage.
Granted, this is pass interference
You can't outderp Drew
in like
Aller,
the
who
sense of the
decided to
rules.
yeet the
I think there needs to be some type of like change on the rule where like right now there's a defender that's in between the receiver and the interference and the ball. So him picking this off, I think it should negate the pass interference because the receiver was going to catch this even if he wasn't here. Like it was going to be interception anyway. So I think they need to like look at that, you know, just put a little bit of nuance in the rule for this,
to triple coverage.
because it should be the same as it being uncatchable.
Hopefully for you, the idea of full-time referees hasn't crossed the minds of the governing body. You will be allowed to score a touchdown to take the lead. But the Turf Master and Great House having his ankle assassin badge on Hall of Fame.
This might be the hardest. This is why I say safety is like one of the hardest positions, because you get in situations like this and you got to get him on the ground, nothing but open space. It's like, god damn, it's
Tied
difficult.
things
Man,
back up.
put him on
As
his
Drew
ass.
Aller sits back, anxiously waiting for his turn on the field, the Penn State defense buckled down and gets the stop. The offense has one more chance to control their own destiny.
So you get the first down. It's like, all right, cool. We get the first down. Let's get a little aggressive. I've heard people saying, why would Penn State not just go to overtime? Like, bro, dog, you got to try and win a game in regulation. You're not going to be able to run the ball all the way downfield. Like, you know, clock's not a lot of time left. You got to throw the ball. Like, this is what you practice for. You practice throwing the ball. You practice these pass plays. So you gotta do it. You can't just say, oh, we're going to concede, go to overtime.
As long as 49. Aller hit us.
Now, can't be late over the middle. Yeah, receiver
Drew Aller,
didn't really
get ready to learn Chinese, buddy.
create a
Why
lot of
did you have to
separation.
play hero ball there. Just take the sack and play for over.
It was more like, I know a lot of people are saying about Aller, but receiver kind of got boxed here. Like, receiver was strapped. I think it's like, Blaine's 50-50.
Time, damn it. Instead, the Catholics will silence the narrative that they can't win in key games.
And I actually,
Time, damn it.
I actually thought this ball was about to miss. Right here, I'm like, oh, this shit kind of fading out.
That they can't win
And it hooked back in. I was like, oh,
games. As for
that
the
would have been
Nittany
crazy if he missed that.
Sandusky's, this game will leave a scar on the fan base for a long time. You can blame Drew Aller all you want, but don't forget that the entire wide receiver room didn't even have a single reception
I think because of that, like, they actually lost 2 yards. So the receivers ended up with 0 catches, -2 yards on the day.
in this game. A disappearing act
Yeah.
like no other.
Chuck it out of bounds. Oh, that's a terrible way to go. Terrible way to end it.
Game over.
Now this right here was a war of attrition. This game proves that Ohio State is mortal. Almost as if they misplaced one of their Infinity Stones or some shit like that. Unfortunately for the Longhorns, we all have figured out that when the game speeds up,
Nah, he really might have.
Yours
He really
falters.
might have.
He doesn't elevate those around him. So what do you get when you have two falters?
I said it yesterday. Actually, I said it in my reaction to this game, but I tried posting on YouTube. It got struck down. Like, Disney does. I wasn't even trying to monetize the video. Disney was like, nah, you're not posting shit at all. But
we all have figured out
dog, like, Ewers, his pocket
one of their Infinity Stones
presence
or some shit
non-existent.
Like,
Like,
that.
awareness,
Unfortunately for the Longhorns, we all
like clean pocket.
figured out
We
that
just kind of step up, run,
when the
and
game
get
speeds
sacked.
up,
Like,
Quinn Ewers falters.
no reason
He
for
doesn't
that.
elevate those.
again, step up
around him.
into the sack.
So what do you get when you have two sloppy teams go up against each other? Right?
But-
you get a
Hey, he be throwing when he puts that little arc on the ball. Oh, he be putting that shit on the money.
Don't let the final score fool you because this game was way closer than it appeared.
And they didn't show the whole thing, but basically they brought a sim pressure. I would have played drop 8 coverage in that situation.
Both
Like, they're going to go screen draw or run play, something to try and just, get started, see if they want to go for it, and you let them get it in the
teams
entire
took turns
first play.
delivering blows. And with a 21-14 advantage for Ohio State, Texas would eventually knock on the doorstep after the Buckeyes committed not one, but 2 consecutive
ball on the
pass
1 yard
interference
line.
penalties, putting Texas at the 1. But like a boy
On first down, get stuffed. See, I saw some people saying, like, oh, the reason this play didn't work was because of Caleb Downs. And if you're Texas, it's like, all right, it was the right play call. A player just made a play. But my kind of rebuttal to that is, if they have a player like this on the other side, you have to, like, put him as part of the game plan. Like, you have to account for him in your play calling. So right now we have safety Ransom. Or no, Ransom's over here. He gets over here, but he's one of their better players. He sets an edge. Then you have Downs, who's just kind of a free runner. He runs the alley, something serious. Got some of the best speed and instincts in college football. So knowing that, it's like, all right, a toss play where we're going against a defense that's super athletic and putting their best player kind of in the conflict is not gonna go too well for us.
pussy
And if we get stopped, in like worst case scenario, we're losing a lot of yards and we only have 2 plays to get it
Out
back.
of asking their crush out, the Longhorns decided to not test the
Because look, tackle
Ohio
pulls,
State
Ransom gets outside, sets an edge.
defensive front, and
Corner gets off the receiver. So even if Ransom gets blocked, like corner's stepping up, making a play, but Downs is just all the way there.
decided to play for the edge. Drive
Yeah.
de-fucking-stroyed. The chance you had is now gone, and nobody might be slams. Texas, it's time to exit.
That's exactly how I felt. But yeah, man. So Texas, Ohio State, Notre Dame in the championship. Who do y'all have? So I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I'm rooting for Notre Dame. Notre Dame is who I'm rooting for. Like praying to God Notre Dame wins. Hopefully the godly spirit, the Catholicism rains down on them, carries them to a victory. But I think Ohio State's gonna win by like 2 scores at least. Like I think it's gonna be 14 points, if not more. Like it's gonna get bad. It's gonna be ugly. But
Underwhelming. Outside of about 3 games, the contests were just meh. Nonetheless,
see, I think this is what we're gonna just get with the playoffs, though. Like any game featuring the 5th best team, especially with the seeding the way it is, where we're getting like the 3rd or 4th best team or highest ranked team in the country playing like, someone kind of on the fringe, it's gonna be a bunch of blowouts. But personally, I think 8 teams would have been the right number. I think 12, we're putting 4 teams in that are like, you guys aren't really that close. But 8 would have been like, all right, this is a good number. But of course, it's going to be 12. And if it changes, it's going to probably go to 16 as opposed to 8 just because of the money. But
we have 2 teams standing. Notre Dame versus Ohio State. Okie dokie then.
I think the big problem is Notre Dame. They live and die by the Notre Dame lives and dies by man coverage. And Ohio State's a hard team to man up against.
Ohio State
Not to mention
took
Notre
a
Dame's
complete
lost their best D lineman or one of their best D
180
linemen.
after their embarrassing loss versus
Yep, that's what. Hey, go blue, baby. That's also the thing, bro. So I do like the more teams in the playoff, it is better. But there was something about like playing rivalry weekend and knocking your rival out the out the playoff picture. Because the 4 teams, Ohio State would have been gone. They would have been done. So it's like, man, like that's just there's something poetic about that. Like something like damn rivalry week, like you get real hatred and just put together real hatred for your opponent and end their season. But now you kind of get a redemption.
versus Michigan. This team is loaded with talent. $20 million will do that for you. Just like the Costco guys giving 5 big booms. Expect this team to be explosive right out of the gate. Don't sleep on Notre Dame, however. While their path to get here was a cakewalk compared to Ohio State, they didn't get here by accident. Just like Ohio State, Notre Dame also took an embarrassing loss, but this time versus Northern Illinois. Now they are running a 13-game
Hey man, Michigan's a better program. Better program. It is what it is. You feel me? Tougher program.
winning streak. So who do I have winning in this fight? Usually I have to think about it.
I mean, Notre Dame's playing well. I just don't think they have the top end talent necessarily to be able to hang with Ohio State for an entire 60 minutes.
But I can't help but take Ohio State here. I simply trust the quarterback.
And if maybe Riley Leonard was a little bit better, I would say, all right, he's the type of quarterback that can elevate the team around him. I don't think he can do that. So because of that, like the just clear talent discrepancy for Ohio State, I think that's going to carry him over the edge.
Quarterback in the offense more. And also Notre Dame is dealing with quite a bit of injuries. But I want to hear from you guys. Who do you have taken the crown? Let me know in the comments below. Maybe even subscribe while you're at it. Cheers to a great 2020.
Hey, facts. I don't know about his channel, but y'all subscribe to my channel. You feel me? The reaction channel, the clips channel. Subscribe to that. Let's blow that up. You feel me? But especially with TikTok going down, this is where we're gonna have to catch everything.
5.
Hey there. If you like that video, don't be afraid to hit the subscribe button. And then follow along on Twitch so you can catch all the live moments as they happen.